Alright, what up, everyone? How's it going? Alright, let's see what we got going on in the chat. Yeah, let me know in the chat if you were a Jedi, or let's broaden that a little bit. If you were a Force user, maybe not limited just to a Jedi in the Jedi Order, but what color lightsaber would you have and why? See, Ghost has said yellow. Grand Admiral Thrawn, yellow or orange, but green. Yeah, Grand Admiral Thrawn. I'm glad that you can make it. I figure since here in the States, it's Thanksgiving, which is really just kind of a holiday that we celebrate here in the States of pretty much just giving thanks for whatever. It kind of goes back to people coming over and discovering America. I don't know. It's got a loaded history, but it's pretty much a holiday of giving thanks. But anyways, because of that, I don't have to work today. I don't have my regular job, so I was able to start the stream earlier. And I figure for those of you who are in time zones like Germany, it would be easier to go a little bit earlier. So glad you're able to make it. We're gonna be pretty much continuing the discussion that we had last week of who is the most powerful character in canon. Got my green tea, so in my Star Wars Corner mug. Austin, how's it going? Yeah, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, Grand Admiral Thrawn, I bet you could find a better explanation of Thanksgiving on Google or something. I just, yeah, I gave you a brief one there. Simon, how's it going? Hello there. Austin, what color lightsaber would you have? You know, tea is the way. This is the way. I used to be a pretty big coffee drinker, but the amount of caffeine that I was consuming was ridiculous, so I've had to cut back and do more tea. Bantha, how's it going, bro? Dude, I know you're busy right now, but I'm missing uploads from you. Hopefully you can get back in kind of once maybe the holiday season and school dies down a little bit for you, but been missing uploads from you. DB Skywalker, how's it going? Yeah, everybody say happy birthday to Austin in the chat. Austin says a blue lightsaber. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Cool. Well, before we get going, I want to admit, hey, Marin is here. Actually, so Marin is a moderator for this chat. Last week we kind of had a little crisis mode where we had some bots coming in and really just messing with not necessarily my stream, but they, I guess, were going to some smaller channel who was just playing some video games, minding his own business, and these bots went to his stream and basically was like, hey, if you don't go to Star Wars Corner and donate to that stream or whatever, we're gonna send hitmen to your house. So that was pretty crazy. I ended up ending our stream early and going over to his channel and kind of clearing things up, so I think we're all good there. Yeah. Anyway, so Marin be a moderator to kind of make sure that things are going smoothly this time. Glad you guys are all here. Couple clarifications that we're gonna make. So we're talking about who is the most powerful character in Star Wars, and one of the clarifications I want to make, because I had some comments on last week's live stream that were very fair, but I wanted to kind of just explain some of my my reasoning. And when we're talking power, so when we're saying who is the most powerful character in Star Wars, we're not just limiting that to combat ability. Because especially when we're talking about the Force and the knowledge that some of these Jedi, some of these Sith have, it goes way beyond just combat ability. Because you know what, if it was just up to combat ability, then our list would be a little bit out of whack. Because, for example, I've got Qui-Gon Jinn up here at an S tier, but I've got where is he at? Where is he at? I've got Darth Maul from the Phantom Menace a tier below him, which if it was just combat ability, that wouldn't make sense because obviously Darth Maul killed Qui-Gon in combat. But Qui-Gon had a knowledge of the Force, the ability to partially be a Force ghost, is a pretty incredible Force power. So that is why he's an S tier. So keep that in mind. We're not just talking about combat ability. Connor, I don't have patrons now. That's just not something I really want to do yet. I don't know. I'd rather just make good content for all of you guys right now, and I don't want to make any content that people have to pay for yet. Maybe someday. Yeah. Yeah, bots are pretty bad. I just don't like bots. I went through and kind of took some measures to fix that. But anyways, we digress. Mercury Corner, when's your next theory coming? So I just did a fan fiction on what if Darth Nihilus returned. So that's uploaded and everything, and I'm gonna do part 2 and 3 this weekend. And then next week I've got some more theory type videos planned, kind of around the Mandalorian and stuff like that. I try to distinguish fan fiction between theory because I think there's a little, not a huge difference, but there's a little bit of a difference between the two. A fan fiction, you kind of have a little bit more freedom to just kind of make a story that's your own fan written story, whereas a theory is more of trying to come up with, well, a theory and kind of back up that theory with actual tangible in-world Star Wars evidence to that theory. So I think they're a little bit different. So I do more fan fictions than theories, but I do have some theories coming out next week. Anyways, we are getting so behind the curve here. So kind of moving on. I made a couple adjustments to this tier since last week, and one of those being that I listened to you guys. I got a lot of pushback in the comments, and I didn't disagree with it. I didn't have a good reason to disagree with it, so I bumped Rey down from Rey right here, from Rey Skywalker, I guess. I bumped her from double S tier down to the A tier. It makes sense. Can't remember a lot of the reasoning that you guys gave, but I heard you. Mercury says, is Mandalorian good because there are no lightsaber fights? If I had to guess, I bet you we see one in tonight's episode. So, but yes, it is good. Even without lightsaber fights, it is fantastic. I love it. You guys know this, but I liked season 1, but it didn't hook me like season 2 has. So, anyways, A's probably a little harsh, but I don't know. Anyways, so let's go on. Let's move on. I also added some smaller characters not on the live stream. Oh, I did bump Jocasta Nu up to D. I had her at F. I don't know why I did that. But I added some of these elite bodyguard type characters. Magna Guards, Praetorian Guards. While we're on the subject, we'll throw the Imperial Guards. And just because these guys are bottom tier doesn't negate that they are powerful and formidable, but compared to the rest of the characters on this list, they're probably low tier. Um, Side note, does anybody know who this is? This hooded guy with the yellow eyes. Somebody tell me who this is. I'm going to drop him in the F tier, not because that's where I think he belongs, but I just legit for some reason don't know who that is. So I feel like you guys are going to tell me in the chat, and I'm going to feel like an idiot. So there we go. Tell me who that is, and we'll bump him. All right, so now we've got Old Master Maul. Let's see. This one's tough for me because at this point, Maul's pretty, like, I mean, he's a little bit older. He's grown, obviously, more powerful because, you know, he's kind of been able to learn more about the Force and all of that. But I think he's kind of washed up at this point. So I'm going to put him A tier. Obviously, he does hold his own pretty well in duels and stuff. But I don't know. I could be convinced of an S tier or something. Tell me what you guys think of Old Master Maul at this point. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Dark Side Luke. That was my guess, but I don't know. I've never seen this picture before. So we're gonna roll with it as Dark Side Luke. The only reason Star Wars Multiverse, the only reason I don't think that it's Luke's clone is just because this is a list of canon characters and Luke's clone is not canon. But I think it is kind of whoever created this list has just kind of taken some liberties here and given us a Dark Side Luke. So we'll roll with that. Dark Side Luke. If that's the case, put him up there for now. Triple S. Ahsoka is canon. Okay, Malicos. He was a Jedi, and then he went to Dathomir and kind of fell to the dark side. He's from the Jedi Fallen Order game. He's probably there. I don't know too much about him, to be honest. I know what you know from the game. Empire Strikes Back Luke. I mean, this picture is literally him on Bespin, so this is after he's gotten training from Yoda. I would still say at this point, though, he's still a C tier. I know it's hard putting Luke Skywalker on C tier, but at this point he's gotten a lot of good training, but he's not quite there yet. Although it is impressive how well he does against Darth Vader. You could make the case to me that he's a B tier. So I could go either way on that. You know what? We'll put him at a B tier. Oh, Mercury, you mean in Revenge of the Sith? Yeah, that'd be cool. That would have been cool if we got Ahsoka in Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, I'm going back and forth on Empire Strikes Back Luke. I think I'm going to go with my gut, and we're going to keep him at a C tier. Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi Revenge of the Sith, like Battle of Mustafar. So I'm putting him at double S right now. We've also got Old Ben here. I think this point right here is probably peak Obi-Wan. He's kind of peak of his. I mean, he's a Jedi Master in his prime. Defeats Anakin. Granted, you could make the case that he beat Anakin because Anakin beat himself with his own arrogance, but we'll put him there at double S. But let me know what you guys think. Aerosith S for Mustafar Obi-Wan. Yeah, I could see that too. I could see one of. Yeah, yeah, could definitely be S. Marin, honestly, I'm with like way back then. I think when Clone Wars first came out, I was in middle school. Yeah, 2008. Yeah, I was middle school going into high school, and I thought I was too cool for an animated show or whatever, and I didn't really want to. So I didn't really, at first, I didn't really want to see Anakin as having an apprentice, but quickly changed my mind and realized the Clone Wars is awesome. So yeah, but anyways, regardless of what we think about a piece of Star Wars content, we're not the ones who decide what's canon and what's not, unfortunately. Because if that were the case, Knights of the Old Republic would still be canon to me. DB Skywalker, Obi-Wan is a S tier. Happy Thanksgiving, Sage Scorpion. Um. All right, let's. Okay, so now we've got Return of the Jedi, Palpatine. Um, it's unrivaled. I mean, Palpatine's Palpatine at this point. Like, it's pretty unrivaled. Somebody you can see like how other people have done these lists. And somebody that did this list on Tier Maker, which by the way, if you're wanting to do one of these tiers yourself, I put a link in the description. Um, so you could go to this tier and do one yourself. But somebody else that did this, they put Return of the Jedi Palpatine in the C tier. I don't know anything about that. That makes no sense to me. That does not seem accurate at all. Um, to me, I think at this point, Palpatine is unrivaled. Unrivaled. Isn't Knights of the Republic, Old Republic canon because Revan is canon? No. Um, Unfortunately, not. Um, they just. Revan is canon just because I think the primary goal in mentioning Revan was simply just to nod to Knights of the Old Republic and make him canon because he's a notable Sith, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the whole story arc of Knights of the Old Republic is canon. I will say though, there are definitely tiers of Legends material that makes more sense within canon, and there isn't any reason that it couldn't fit within the Star Wars canon. And Knights of the Old Republic is one of those things where technically it's Legends, but the story within it makes sense within the rest of Star Wars canon. So yeah, they work together well. Um, okay, Aura Singh, put her here. Um, this is the only Knight of Ren, and I can't remember his specific name. Um, but we'll just say he represents all the Knights of Ren. Ah, the leader of the Knights of Ren himself. That hat was getting uncomfortable. Okay. Uh-oh. Something's going on with the stream. Okay, there we go. All right. Kylo Ren. I don't know what version of Kylo Ren this is. I'm trying to. He's got the scar, so this is probably like Last Jedi Kylo Ren, which at this point is whatever. We'll put him probably B tier. That's where we put Force Awakens Kylo Ren, but If you had to choose, if you had to choose any part of Star Wars that you would do and why. If you had to choose, oh, to redo. If you had any part of the Star Wars, what would you do? Uh, I probably the sequels. If you're asking what part of Star Wars I would redo, I would probably redo the sequels. I would love to see um, more of a Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. I don't know if you guys ever played those games, but Kyle Katarn, that whole storyline. I'd love to see more of that, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it did end. Um, the stream didn't end. It bugged out for a second. Not sure why, but let me know if it keeps doing that. Okay, Imagundi. I love this guy. His story arc. Um, he makes that final stand with, oh, what's his clone captain's name? Um, ah, if tell me if you in the chat, tell me what his clone commander's name is, or his captain. Imagundi. He's that clone that helps the people of Ryloth escape. He and his clone captain kind of make a final stand. Super touching. This guy's a hero. F in the chat for Imagundi. But we're not going to put him on F tier. He's C tier. We've kind of put most of the... yeah, we've kind of put a lot of Jedi here at the C tier. We're kind of keeping... Actually, yeah. Oh, Captain Keeley. Yep, that's right. Okay, Evan Peel. However you say that. Yeah, Captain Keeley. Jango Fett. We'll put him right up here next to Bo-Katan and Gar Saxon and Sabine Wren. Actually, I would even put him just a bit up. Yeah, there we go. C tier. Pre Vizsla. Putting him right there. Actually, we're going to put him C tier. Yeah. Wields the dark saber. That puts him on a different... A tier. For who? Jango is really good. He is really good. We could put him at B tier at most. He does rack up quite a bit of Jedi kills. But honestly, I don't see him being on the same level as a lot of these guys. Especially if we're talking power in the broader sense, not just combat ability. Combat ability is a huge influence on this, but it's not the only influence on it, so. Oh gosh, I feel like I ask this question every time he comes up in a stream. This is the Jedi who almost stops Vader, and pretty sure the way he dies, Vader destroys a dam, and he uses the Force to hold the water from drowning out the city below, and Vader uses that distraction to finish him off. And then I think that Vader takes this guy's lightsaber crystal and bleeds it for himself, right? Yeah, it's been a while since I read those comics, but this is from the 2017 comics. This guy also literally, I mean, he kind of left the Jedi Order, kind of exiled himself, and literally went to this planet and devoted himself to just becoming, like, the best warrior he ever could be. So, I think he's pretty cool. And the way that he fought against Vader definitely proves his power. Again, I know this isn't just combat ability, but this is a case where his combat ability definitely demonstrates his power. So, put him A tier. Tell me his name, though. If you guys know his name in the chat, tell me that. Okay, Luminara Unduli, Jedi Master, Tiberius Offee. We'll put her there. Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. This is the Luke Skywalker that faced Darth Vader and won. But also, I don't think Darth Vader was fighting to his max potential. Yeah, Plo Koon should be on this list. Where's he at? What the heck? Maybe he's not on this list. How dare they? I don't even see Kit Fisto now that I think about it. Oh, Kit Fisto's right there. So how did they forget Plo Koon? Let's double check, make sure he's not already placed somewhere. Wow. That's messed up. They don't have Plo Koon on this list. That's horrible. DB Skywalker, are you saying triple S for Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker? I could see that. I'm not going to put him triple S just because he's pretty darn powerful at this point, but he doesn't become triple S powerful like post Return of the Jedi Luke yet. So, but triple S, I can respect that. I do not get how they forgot Plo Koon. That's horrible. That is horrible. Well, Darkside Quinlan Voss. This one's a pretty good one. Darkside Quinlan Voss is A tier. Potentially, yeah, A tier. For sure. This Stormtrooper. First Order Stormtrooper. Riot Control Stormtrooper. I don't feel like I need to explain that one. Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Justice for Plo. Hashtag Justice for Plo. I still cannot believe that. You know what? They also don't have Ki-Adi-Mundi. No Ki-Adi-Mundi. What the heck? Alright, Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan. Probably B or A. Yeah, if we're talking about this Riot Control First Order Stormtrooper, absolutely G. Okie dokie. Quinlan Voss. Not Darkside Quinlan Voss. He's B. Is it lagging horribly for everyone? Let's see what's going on. Let's see why it's lagging. That's strange. I'm not sure why it's lagging. Hopefully it gets better in a little bit. Okay. Okay, these next two guys, we're going to skip them and come back to them. So we've got Rise of Skywalker, the Resurrected Palpatine. Pretty safe to unrivaled. The reason that I'm pretty across the board, I've put all iterations of Palpatine there, is because at this point, like, his power is relatively the same across the board. Primarily, the big difference between each of them, between Clone Wars version and Return of the Jedi, is simply age. But I think in that age, he's discovered things about the dark side um, that make him more powerful. And then Resurrected Palpatine is pretty much just a continuation of Return of the Jedi Palpatine, new body. Yeah. So it seems to be just my camera. Okay. Well, we'll look into that. Ahsoka. This is Ahsoka like right after the Clone Wars. This is Ahsoka, kind of in the year during the Ahsoka novel, which takes place like a year after Order 66. So she, for the most part, is going to be on par with Siege of Mandalore Ahsoka, because really there's not a lot of time, and at this point she's just on the run. Um, she is she starts off on a planet Thebesk, I think, and then has to move from there and go to a moon and like a farming moon, Rada, I think, and she essentially helps lead an uprising on that planet against the Empire, and it fails because it's a bunch of farmers, and she has to use the Force to reveal herself or protect those farmers, pretty much, and that's what gets the eye of Bail Organa, and that's how she pretty much joins up as Fulcrum with the Rebel Alliance. So, kind of an interesting story. That's in the Ahsoka novel. Sorry if that was I just realized that was a spoiler, so sorry if you're reading that novel. Let's see. Hmm. All right. Yeah, Palpatine gets himself electrocuted at the end of every trilogy, and it's always his own lightning as well. You'd think he'd find a different method. Ezra. This is Ezra towards the end of Rebels. Hmm. Put him there. Ezra at the beginning of Rebels. Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there. Probably an A. Man, I don't know what's going on with my camera. I don't. We'll see. We'll see if I can fix that right here. Hopefully that didn't. Jason, why is young Obi-Wan on the same level as Quinlan Vos, Savage Opress in Episode 2 Obi-Wan? I don't know. He should be down at sea. Oh. I think we talked about, because this right here is also young Obi-Wan. I think we talked about this being Phantom, like, young Obi-Wan, basically, and then this one is specifically Obi-Wan as he's kind of tapped in tapped into his emotions a little bit, and beats Darth Maul. So for that reason, we bumped him up a little bit. But we could probably go see. I don't know. Yeah, we'll try restarting the camera. See what we can do. Let's try that. Made the oh. Come on. There we go. Let's just move it over there. We'll see if that helps. Alright, where are we at still? Okay, so we're kind of leaving a lot of these Inquisitors alone right now. I think this is Ripcast. No, we'll put her down there a little bit. The daughter, top tier, unrivaled. Okay, yeah. We'll knock him down a tier then, Jason. Like I said, wasn't too attached to that setting. This is Anakin as he is subduing the son and the daughter. So this is Anakin as the chosen one right here in the Mortis arc. So pretty unrivaled there. Yeah, it's completely frozen on my end too. The heck? Let's try something. Let's see if that works a little bit better. We'll see. Sorry it's so buggy today, guys. Okay, we've got Ben Solo. I think, yeah, this is Ben Solo earlier on as Luke's Padawan. It's from the comics. He's pretty powerful, but he's still just a kid. Whoa, that glitched out. I didn't mean to put Rey all the way down there. Huh. Well, we're almost done here. We're gonna get through. I'm only gonna do a few more. So we got Dark Side Anakin. This is Anakin if he was able to reach his full potential in the dark side. This is Anakin if Obi-Wan didn't take his limbs, and Anakin was able to become the full power Darth Vader. Be honest, that's kind of the Anakin we all wanted to see, right? Eve Koth he's exiled himself from the Jedi Order and is now pretty much a priest. Put him right next to Depa Billabo. No, apparently the Force did not like me starting at 2 p.m. Oh, cool. Cam's good now. Awesome. Well, hopefully it stays that way. Marin. Marin from Fallen Order. This is Adi Gallia. Just got the red lightsaber. If you ever played the Jedi Power Battles game, it was on like PlayStation 1, super old game, but it basically went through the storyline of the Phantom Menace, and Adi Gallia was a Jedi you could play as, and she had a red lightsaber. It was interesting. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, it'd be sweet if we could see Anakin at this point. So our unrivaled list is looking pretty good so far. Let's finish up. This is IG-11. Okay, so pretty sure all 5 of these are Inquisitors. You guys will have to forgive me. These 5. The second sister, is that? Yeah. Obviously a brother. Why am I putting him there? Yeah, I can't remember. I'm at a loss for these guys, but well, let's look at our list here for a second. See what we got going on here. Kind of wrap up. Okay, well, let's look at our list and we'll wrap up the stream here. But so our top tier, I'm only gonna kind of talk through Unrivaled and Triple and Double S. After that, everything I think is pretty self-explanatory. Again, you can definitely disagree with a lot of these placements because at the end of the day, a lot of this is speculation and there's a lot of variables that go into this. So you might have an opinion. I might have an opinion. But that's it. For the most part, they're opinions. There's some that make more sense than others. Like this Unrivaled list, it's pretty hard to argue, I think. We have Rey backed by all the Jedi. With the power of all the Jedi. You can even see their Force Ghost kind of standing behind her. Yoda, the father. Sidious, the son. Sidious. Anakin, as the chosen one on Mortis. The resurrected Sidious. The daughter, and full potential dark side Anakin. Full potential Darth Vader. Pretty hard to argue that these are unrivaled characters. triple S and double S. These make sense to me. This dark side Luke. It's possible that if Luke had gone to the dark side and been able to reach that potential, say, just imagine a world where Anakin was able to reach his full potential as Darth Vader and he trained his son, Luke. Absolutely, I think dark side Luke then would be unrivaled in that case. But got Dooku, Old Ben, Snoke, Mustafar, Anakin, Revenge of the Sith, Anakin, Return of the Jedi, Luke at double S, Clone Wars, Anakin, Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Momin, Rebels, Ahsoka Tano, Mustafar, Obi-Wan at S, and then kind of from there it goes. Saw Jason said that move Aura Singh up to D. Sure. Why not? I don't have an argument to say why not, or even to say why. But yeah, I think it's a decent list. A lot of these, especially in this A, B, C, D, E, F category, could definitely move around. I'm sure a lot of these could easily move up or down a list. But yeah, it all comes down to opinion, and all we can do is just make educated guesses based off what we know of each of these characters at this point. Yeah. That's it. That's it for that. Gonna quit that page there. Yeah. So what are you guys looking forward to in tonight's episode of Mandalorian? Obviously, there's some big. I mean, I think it's a given that we're gonna see Ahsoka Tano on Corvus, and who knows? Maybe we'll see some lightsaber action. I'm pretty confident that we will. But yeah, I think it could be pretty darn sweet. Good episode. I'll do a breakdown of it tomorrow. But yeah, hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving if you're celebrating that. If you're in a different country and Thanksgiving is not on your calendar or anything that you celebrate, then I hope you have a great rest of your day as well. Sorry the stream was a little bit buggy today. Jason Yoda says the dark side is not stronger. He has lived for 900 years and experienced the darkest time in Jedi history. I don't think the dark side Luke would be any stronger than the light side Luke. That's true, but I didn't put the Return of the Jedi Luke on there. I'm imagining this dark side Luke would be kind of after Return of the Jedi, because what would happen is, or what could happen is, in my mind, the theory I would work with is that Luke would be able to go with Vader to the Emperor. They'd confront the Emperor, and instead of Vader and Luke duking it out and fighting like they do in Return of the Jedi, they kill the Emperor together, and from there Vader trains him. But Grand Admiral Thrawn, thank you.